Hello again, friends, and welcome to the Easter special here on Doc G's Wine and Spirits Review for Easter 2024. What I'd like to do for you today is to give you an Easter basket that you can take if you're going to go visit some friends tomorrow for Easter. And if you're not, you can steal some ideas for your entertaining if you're choosing to entertain in home. So I have some wines here in my little basket. I've got a wine here to kick off the show. And I'd like to say before we begin, Happy Easter, although it's early. But this way I can give you time to gather up any wines that you might need in case you're going to visit. And if you're not going to visit, some wines that you might want to grab to serve with your company. But you know, I can't start any celebration, and Easter is a big one, without having some sparkling. So, cheers, happy Easter, and let's begin. So the concept is very simple here. Easter baskets are very common now. Doc G's Easter basket, though, has some nice wines in it for you that you can share with your friends, or if you're not going anywhere, that you might want to dig up some ideas for the food that you're serving. Now let's start with what you might be serving for Easter. Easter is generally a feast, and everybody does it just a little bit differently. But you can always count on some appetizers, you can count on some sweets, you can count on some very hearty food for this wonderful holiday. So in order to try to cover all that, we can't just worry about one wine. I don't think there's one wine that would cover all of it, depending on what it is you will serve. So generally, when you're looking at what people serve for Easter, and everybody's a little bit different, but it's safe to say there might be some ham consumed tomorrow. There might be some chicken or turkey, some kind of poultry, maybe even duck for Easter. Some people could go the seafood route. It just depends on your family's traditions. And of course, then lamb, that big, robust red meat, is also very popular during the Easter season. So how do you cover all that? Well, you get yourself a nice Easter basket like Doc G has assembled here, and you just hope for the best. Now remember, I have 4 here. You could probably open up your whole wine cellar for the Easter celebration, because there's just so much going on. So first of all, the one that I am starting with here is a good starting point for us to go down the lane where the food is going to be served. So a bubbly will work probably, unless you're doing red meat, you can take it right through the beginning of the meal, right to the end. If you're doing ham, if you're doing poultry, turkey, or chicken. So do not discount the power of showing up if you're going somewhere, or if you're entertaining, of breaking out a bottle of sparkling. It could be Prosecco, it could be Cava. If you're so inclined and you're really celebrating, you could go all the way to a nice bottle of champagne. You could do a rosé sparkling as well. So sparkling is a definite, it's going to be a hit if you're going to include it in your Easter meal. So with that, let me pour another shot of this. And then Doc G is going to take you through the Easter basket that I would show up with if I were coming to visit you. Because I couldn't miss. And if one of them doesn't work today, you'll be able to save it for another day. So let's begin and see what's in our basket. So let's start with a traditional. So I have a bottle, and I'm not really here to talk about the wines, but this is a Willamette Valley Riesling. You can get Rieslings from Germany, get them from the Finger Lakes. But the point that I want to make is to have a Riesling in your Easter basket is going to cover that ham big time. It's going to cover a lot of the sides that are very popular at Easter. A lot of things that are salty, high, maybe a little bit of nice acidity that will cut through all of the different things that you might have to eat. I'm purposely avoiding what you might have on your menu because people just, they're all over the place with these celebrations, and that's the way it should be. Diversity in wine drinking and in eating food is always, always a good thing. So I think the Riesling is a way to be very inclusive as you want to sample it with your food. It's got that nice acidity, it's got nice citrus, and sometimes floral notes depending on where it came from. It may be one of the most food-friendly white wines on the planet, and I'm not over-exaggerating there. It is a wonderful wine that goes with a lot of things. And you can also, if you want to look for it, if you're going to go out and grab a bottle, you can get it in a semi-dry style, which means it's a little bit more sweet, but not sweet, but it's not that real bone dry either that you get in a dry Riesling. My preference is a dry Riesling, but you can go, Riesling is one of those grapes that you can make it in a dry style, a semi-dry style, a sweet style, and even a dessert style. So it's a very, very versatile grape. So that's the only white that I included. Now you can go with a Chardonnay. I would recommend staying away from the oaked ones. You could go with a nice Sauvignon Blanc, a nice Albarino. Your sparkling here, any host of white Italian wines, Vermentino, Falanghina. Like I said, the whole library is open for Easter as far as wines go. So the second wine that I would recommend for you, especially with the ham, but it could go with the chicken, the duck, the turkey, if that's what you had. It might even go with the lamb, but I might want to stay away from that. But that is a nice rosé here. And you notice the beautiful color of this rosé. I'm partial to French and rosés, the Côte du Rhône style, that generally have Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. And they make rosés that are considered almost like light red wines. And this one is just a very popular one. You can probably find this one just about anywhere you want. And if you can't find that one, you can find yourself another one. That rosé will be excellent through all of those things. It'll be excellent with your appetizers. It'll be excellent with your ham. It'll be excellent with the side dishes that you might have. The potatoes, the vegetables, the salad if you're having it. God knows what, again, the food quantities are unlimited when it comes to an Easter celebration. So these two right here, if you're not going to do lamb, could get you through the whole meal. A nice Riesling and a nice blended rosé. But you could do a rosé and Pinot Noir. Just as long as it's pink, it would do really well with those foods. So those are the two lighter colored wines. So to wrap up, I have two suggestions as far as red wines go. And they're not limited to just lamb. One of them is, well, both of them could go. One of them could go with some of the white wine stuff, but one of them is definitely going to be reserved for the lamb. So let me start with the one that transcends all of them, and that is a Pinot Noir. Now I happen to have in my Easter basket a Pinot Noir that I've talked about with you before. This one is from Solana Estate, and it is from the Willamette Valley in Oregon. And it is a wonderful Pinot Noir. Doesn't matter the style of Pinot Noir, most of them are pretty much drinking the same. But the one thing that they'll do for you is a good Pinot Noir, actually you could have with a ham. You could have a Pinot Noir with a chicken. You could have Pinot Noir with a turkey for sure. That's a fantastic pairing. And you know what? If you're going to do lamb, a Pinot Noir is not going to get lost with some lamb lollipops or a lamb shank, however you're going to prepare your lamb for your Easter dinner. And finally, the wine that I wouldn't be without if I'm going to have lamb is a nice Côte du Rhône red. And when you say a Côte du Rhône red, it's a blend. It's got some Grenache, some Syrah, and Mourvedre in it. And those are very typical Southern Rhone grapes. You can get Rhone Valley style wines in the central area of California, the Central Coast area. There are wonderful things going on around Paso Robles with Cote de Rhone Reds, and just got to go into the store and get what you want. So if you would show up with this Easter basket, you would make your company very happy. And if you have this Easter basket ready for selections, if you're entertaining at home, you're going to have a fantastic accompaniment to the great food that you're going to serve for the Easter holiday. So there you have it, folks. Easter 2024. I want to take a moment to say, I hope you have a wonderful and joyous and celebratory Easter with your friends and family, and that everything goes very well for you tomorrow as you celebrate this wonderful holiday that we celebrate. So to all of you, peace be with you, and we'll see you again soon.